Or are you suddenly feeling a bit underdressed?
I am. I had all the accessories waiting at home. I just didn't get the memo.
Where's your hat?
I know.
Part of the rugby news, though. It's very exciting.
Yeah,
Finally.
absolutely. Yeah, appropriately dressed.
Thank you, Ori. You've seen him already. Boy George is here this morning.
Hello.
Oh, it's lovely to see you. He first shot to fame, of course, in the 1980s with awards on both sides of the Atlantic and remains one of the most recognisable faces in the world music.
Our #1 hits in a dozen countries thanks to classics like Do You Really Want to Hurt Me, Karma Chameleon. He's also one of the most well-known sounds as well. After an 18-year break from the recording studio, you're back. 18 years.
I've been busy DJing. You know, that's been my other job for 20 years, and had a wonderful, second career with the DJing, and just come back from America for 6 weeks, been DJing out there. And sort of haven't really thought about making a record because I've been busy, doing other things.
Does that mean to say you literally have not sung?
No, I sung.
Have you been singing, what, privately or for
Yeah,
small?
I've done gigs. I did a thing with Mark Ronson. I've done, collaboration with Anthony and the Johnsons. I've done various things, lots of dance, electronic things, but nothing with a band. I mean, we've always done gigs, you know what I mean? But I haven't had a record deal for such a long time. I left Virgin Records. I was with them from when I was a kid. And then when I left them, I thought, I don't want to sign another record deal. And then, of course, the musical landscape has changed so much since I was making records with Culture Club that now you don't really need a record label. I've made this album myself, paid for it myself, I own it, put it out myself. So it's a whole new phase for me, and I own my own record, which is really exciting.
You look really well and fantastic, and I'm loving the sparkles in the beard.
I know, that was a last-minute thing.
I just couldn't. I don't know if people can see it at home, but it looks great.
Tiny bit of glitter, yes.
Tell us, so it's how would you describe the album? It sounds pretty relaxed, actually.
It is. It's really. I mean, I don't think I've ever made an album with, had so much fun making a record. We did it in a really small, broken down studio in North London. Everyone on it is a friend. It was a real labour of love. We managed to kind of get a few great people to come and kind of guest on it, like Ali from Texas, Kitty Durham from Kitty, Daisy and Lewis, made a few phone calls. Great Arabic singer from Palestine called Nizar Al-Aziz, who came and blew us all the way with the singing. Yeah, it was really fun.
We can get so this is the single, isn't it? King of Everything. So let's have a look at this now.
The kid was crying and the dogs were howling and a siren filled the air. What's the word on the street? Have I lost my crown? Or will I be king again? What's the word on the street? Have I lost my crown? Will I be king of everything? Tempted myself time and time again.
You have a lovely voice. I mean, it's true. A lot of people said that over the years. People have said, almost forget about what you wear and all the other stuff. The voice in itself. That, don't you?
Yeah, my voice has changed a lot. Obviously, I'm older, so my voice is. I used to sing through my nose. Now I sing from a more gravitational place. I mean, that happens kind of by, just by process of getting older. And obviously, I've got a bit more of an experienced voice now. I always say that I've got the road in my voice.
Well, you've been, I don't know quite how to describe it. You've had an interesting life.
I have, yeah, and I think right now, is probably the best it's ever been. I feel really, really in a good place, and I think, you said earlier he was grown up, and well, if I hadn't by 52, it'd be pretty sad.
One of the things I read about you, which I love, is that you used to laugh at Madonna running.
I did.
And now you run.
I do, yeah. I exercise 5 times a week, but people used to say to me, when you start doing it, you'll love it, and I'd be like, I'll never, ever love it. But actually, it turns out, if you do it enough, you do reach that point where you start to enjoy it. And now I actually look forward to it, But I used to look at Madonna run around Hyde Park and just think, she's just doing it to get attention. And it worked, obviously, but I wish I'd gone running with her 40 years ago. It would have been amazing.
And the kind of, Lou sort of alluded to it a moment ago, the kind of roller coaster of your life, much documented, and, people have seen the, time in New York, which ended up with you, having been convicted.
Yeah.
Were there points then? I mean, did you have particular low points around that time where I don't know, when you thought, what's it all come to?
Well, it wasn't a happy time.
No.
I don't think you can sit here and say, well, it was great, but having said that, when you are in those situations, you're just kind of getting through it, and you're not really thinking about the future as such. But once that was all over, I decided that I'd kind of been messing around. I did say to myself, you've really been messing around, because I'm very lucky to do what I do. I get paid to do the thing I love. So really, finally, after like about 50 years, I've realised, this is amazing. And so now I try to have as much fun as possible. So I'm never grumpy when I'm sometimes grumpy when people are outside my hotel room at 4 a.m, but when I go on stage, I remember that, people have come to see a show, and that, I'm there to make them as happy as I can. So I actually think these days I kind of enjoy myself much more than I did at the kind of real height of my career, because I was just young and,
and you were in jail. What was that? What we can,
That's a lie. That's someone else's life.
Does it feel like that?
It really does, actually. It really does feel like someone else's life. I mean, I think a lot of my past, I look back and I just think, because of the sort of clarity I have now, because I'm kind of an adult now, and I'm much more in control of my life, I look back and I wonder how I even crossed the road back then. I just think, how did I do anything? I mean, and I can't tell you what the difference is in terms of what I know or what I don't know. But I think a lot of it is just about kind of how you look at your life and how you choose to react to things, and how what you take seriously, what's important.
I want to ask you your favourite song on the album, because I like the one Bigger Than More, but that's not your single though.
Well, no, it's not the first single, but possibly the next single.
Right.
I love that. That's one of my favourite ones, because love is bigger than more.
I was wondering what the answer was.
And everyone of a certain generation will be thinking the same thing. Culture Club.
Next year. On the album, I actually say John Ryan, Mikey, see you on the ice, because I don't think they actually believe that I was going to do it. And so I said, well, I'll put it on my album, and then I kind of have to.
So what's going to happen? You're going to record? In
January, we're going to start writing. We've already written a bit. We've written some songs together, and in January we're going to write again, and we're going to record hopefully in spring, and have a record out by the end of next year.
You've said it
a new record. We'll still do the old stuff as well, but just to do nostalgia is a little bit.
Have you still got the outfit?
No, I won't be wearing the outfit. I'm not going to try and be what I was 40 years ago.
Good idea.
It's all about now.
Thank you very much. The album, This Is What I Do, is out now, and Boy George's UK tour begins on Sunday in Manchester and it ends in Birmingham just 9 days later. Thank you very much.
Thank you.